Oh, g'day guys. As you can see, I'm standing in the middle of a pack of sharks. Not something you do every day. We're up here in Wayag. This is at the ranger station here behind me. And they look after all the blacktip sharks here. And it is pretty amazing. They throw bits of fish in and the sharks just go crazy and all around you. As you can see, it's a bit scary, but pretty awesome. Anyway, in this video we'll be showing you some more of that. And we won't be showing you the normal Wayag stuff because I've made about 10 videos from Wayag over the years, but showing you some mantas and these sharks and some other fish, just the wildlife of Wayag, to be honest. And then yeah, tomorrow we're going to sail down back to Wyside. It should be some wind, so we'll actually show you some sailing footage. Anyway, enjoy the video. So we're anchored up in one of our favourite anchorages in the whole world, Wayag in Raja Ampat. Go back and watch some of my older videos to see the majesty. This is one of the most beautiful places in the world. This video we're not going to show you that. We're going to show you some of the wildlife we find around here. And first up was the sharks down at the ranger station. Wow, incredible, incredible. We want to show you that. So we jumped in the dinghy. It's about a 15-minute dinghy ride around the corner outside the lagoon.
Look at this water.
So when we arrived there, it was all calm, the tide was in. There's a few sharks swimming around in the lagoon in the sandy patch there, but they were pretty chill, didn't come too close. And Marie was swimming with them and we were like, oh, this is amazing. And we stuck around a couple of hours because they actually have internet there at the ranger station now. So we uploaded a video for you guys. And then the ranger said, well, we're going to feed the sharks now. So I asked if I could get in the water and get some more close footage of them. And he said, yeah, it should be okay. We've never had any accidents. So I jumped in there. I didn't realize they were going to throw fish all around me. And man, it was an experience. Those sharks were just going crazy. They were biting the GoPro, like literally I had to keep pulling it out of the water to reset it because they were turning it off and they were flipping it upside down and they were having a go at it because they thought it was fish. It was just a frenzy. They were swimming between my legs, bumping into me, but obviously none of them bit me because I guess if they had and drawn blood it would have been a proper frenzy. But yeah, for some reason they didn't bite me, or they've never bitten anybody there, I guess, otherwise they wouldn't tell you to go in the water. So incredible experience, but I must say it was a bit scary. Like I was pretty happy to get out of there after a while. So back at the boat, it was time to put the drone up and go and search for sea creatures. Actually just mantas, but a lot of mantas hang out in the lagoon of Wayag, especially around the few days of full moon. They seem to like that period. And they just come in and feed along the drop-offs. So basically I fly up and down the islands and just sort of look where it just drops off from the sand to the deep water, and they seem to swim along this ridge up and down. And then you'll see them going up and down, up and down. And it's quite hard to spot because obviously the higher up you are, the more ground you cover, but the harder it is to see something. And if you go down low and you're just looking straight down, you tend to sort of get lost. You're hard to know where you are. So anyway, you're just looking out for a speck of any colour that's moving. And so yeah, sooner or later you start seeing them, and it's pretty incredible just to follow them and watch what they're doing, how they feed. Pretty amazing. They're quite hard to see from the boat or from a stand-up paddleboard. It's only if their wingtips come out of the water when they go up and down that you actually see them. But from the air you can really, because they're huge, you can see them quite well. So there was quite a few around the boat, but as again, it's hard to actually pinpoint them. So Marie got on the paddleboard, and then I would yell out to her, go that way, and she paddled over to them to try and get a closer look and maybe jump in the water with them. But you know, they were feeding, so they're not really interested in hanging around. But it was good to get a couple of shots of her on the Indiana paddleboard with this massive, beautiful creature just swimming along in front of her. Pretty cool experience for Marie. We also had a couple of pet sharks of our own hanging out behind the boat. Pretty much every time we threw some scraps overboard, they'd come flying up. They were a little bit bigger than the ones at the ranger station though, so we weren't super keen to go and swim with them. Although we did still jump in and, you know, shower off and that, so they never chewed on us, so I guess that's a good thing. Pretty cool though to have our own pet sharks under the boat. There we go. Now he's attacking. Got it. We also found this really cool spot where they were schooling, I guess some sort of, maybe a herring, I don't really know, this little black-tailed fish. And the symbiosis or the relationship they have with the blue trevally, Bubara biru in Indonesian. And obviously the trevally eat these little fish, but they're sort of corralling them the whole time, but they only feed in the mornings. It's the only time I see them really just going for it. The rest of the time they just corral them, they just swim around them and keep them all in one place, I guess. But maybe there's a symbiosis there that, you know, it keeps the little fish safe from other predators, and they just lose one or two of their mob every day for the trevally. I don't know, it's pretty cool to see though. The trevallies they're just circling them all day, going through the middle of them, and the little fish just sort of stay in their bundle and keep out of the way. Pretty cool to watch. Those trevally are just amazing. Just the light sometimes catches them. Really cool to watch, and they absolutely not scared of us. They'll just swim right past you, just look you in the eye and keep going around their sheepdog tactics.
So because we had a rainy day on board, I was thinking to feel better than we need to eat something good, and I really love gnocchi, so I'm doing homemade gnocchi with mashed potatoes and flour with a little bit of parsley in. It's quite a long job to make them, but they are so delicious. We're gonna have a nice dinner with a fresh tomato sauce with.
Jolly good morning to you there, folks. Sun is yet to come up. We are about to leave Wayag. We're sailing south today, about 60 miles, should be a good sail. I'm just filling up the day tank. I pump the diesel out of the keel up into the day tank. The day tank holds 30 litres of diesel, so it's obviously a bit more than a day, but yeah, filling that up right now. Hopefully won't have to motor too much today. It's predicting, we have internet here. 2 years ago there was no internet, but we have internet now. It's pretty amazing. Wind is predicting about 12 to 13 knots on the bum, so it's not very much for going downwind, but we might get the spinnaker up. We'll see how we look, see if there's any squalls around. Yeah, hopefully I don't use the engine too much today. I would love that. I've been motoring too much in large Ampat. So we're on this mooring buoy, and until about 11 o'clock at night, every half an hour or so, it would just bonk. I had it tied to the front of the boat, obviously, which you normally do. And those of you who do this sort of thing, especially in Australia, there's lots of mooring buoys there in the national parks. Yeah, that's just a common problem. It's just bonk, bonk. If there's no wind and the tide moves and it just clonks, and it doesn't clonk hard, but if you're sleeping in the V-berth, it's nearly impossible to sleep up there when it's just bonging. So I decided to make a little bridle and put it off the back of the boat. I thought I'd give that a crack, and it didn't bonk once all night, so it worked, and I'm very happy with it. And it just means I'll just drop these off now and just motor straight out of here. So yeah, it could just be luck. It could be that the wind was good the rest of the night. I don't really know, but I'm going to give it another try another time, because yeah, we got to sleep. Anyway, I'm going to crank up the old engine now and we'll get out of here. Oh, Old Faithful starts again. So another trick I do here with the mooring line is, I've already loaded the dinghy and everything. I just run the line through a loop on the mooring rope and then knot it at both ends on the boat. So all I got to do then is undo my end from the boat, pull it through, so I don't have to go to the mooring as such and untie a knot there or anything. I just pull it straight through. Okay, we're out of here. As you can see, I've got to make my way out between the reefs a little bit. It's quite protected in here, but quite a lot of shallow reefs around here. But should be all good. It's nice and calm. Hope when we get outside of these hills here that a bit of wind will pick up. I really want to sail today. It's been, I hate motoring, especially this boat. It's only got a small engine. It's a light boat, doesn't need a big engine, but still, you know, like motoring is just not its forte. Sailing is its forte. It's like Usain Bolt, you know, doing a 50-kilometer marathon. He's just not made for that. This boat's not made for motoring. Well, there's a Manta right there. So cool, I'm gonna miss this place. Got a fish? Let's hope it's a mackerel. We've run out of, we don't have any meat or any fish or anything. We've only got tinned tuna. This would be great. I can't see it anymore though. Maybe it's got off in the meantime.
Is that heavy?
No.
Oh,
I think it's got off.
oh.
It was on the surface before. I can't feel anything.
Too slow.
We're too slow maybe. I can't feel anything. Oh, hold on.
Oh,
no, it's still there.
It's still there. It's just not fighting.
No, it's fighting a little bit. This lure is good.
Yeah.
This lure has caught 3 mackerel so far. Oh, it's not such a small one.
No, it's a big one.
It's a pretty big
a lot of food.
It's bigger than I thought. Wow, look at the colours on it. Did. That's a good sized mackerel. Beautiful. I'm going to pull out the head sail and get moving again. So we're on a nice beam reach now, doing 7.4, and just cruising. It's just been a weird day though. We've been motoring, we've been sailing, we got current against us, and yeah, just whatever. Still got about 30 miles to go, and I'm expecting the wind to die after we pass the headland up there. This headland, we'll sort of get behind that, and then the wind will probably die, and we're motoring across the bay then for the last 10 miles.
Fresh fish.
Fresh. I just finished butchering the fish, cut some steaks and also some fillets. Marie just knocked up some very fresh crumbed mackerel.
And we already ate everything.
Oh, this was actually piled full. We just ate it, but we thought you probably wouldn't want to watch us nibbling fish. A little bit frustrating here. It was really calm. Wind's like 160 degrees. We're only doing 4.5 knots. It's fine for you to go down and cook. And then we were going even slower, and I had a reef in before, so I pulled the reef out. The minute I finish the reef and sit down, and we were doing like 1 more knot without the reef, and then like a 20 knot gust, phew, come, we rounded up, way overpowered. Marie's downstairs holding on, fish and knives and bits and pieces.
Everything was falling on me, the breadcrumbs, the lemon, the fish. I almost lost everything in the sink.
We heeled over 25, 30, I don't know how many degrees, but yeah, heeled right over, boat just way overpowered, straight up into the wind. And then now, and it's not a squall, it's just this weird wind. Indonesia, Wayag Ampat is just a shitty sailing place. But it's exciting. But now we're doing, 3.5 knots. Anyway, life could be worse. We've still got another 20 miles to go today, and it's 12 o'clock now, so we're alright. We'll get there by 4 o'clock.
And we have no rain, because the last week it was almost raining non-stop.
Well, last night it rained the whole night, bucketed down. We could have filled our tanks 10 times over.
So I'm quite happy, at least, even if it's not the more pleasant sailing day, it's not raining, it's not all wet, we are not stuck inside. It's already a good point.
Yeah, and now the wind's turned around from the complete behind to in front, and the head sail is flapping. Excellent. Turn on the engine again. Probably 3 minutes after that, the wind will come back up and we'll be good again. Anyway, look forward to getting back to Australia and somewhere where there's actual wind. This boat needs to sail. I think that's why it's looking so bad. It's paint and everything. It's just depressed. The boat's just depressed. It's like getting grey hair. The boat's paint's falling off. Like, it's just depressed. It wants to sail again.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, we'll see. Hauling ass right now. The wind's so up and down. We'll be doing 4 knots, and then I'll pull up into the breeze a bit more and then sort of forget about it. And then a little wind gust will come. Boat will heel over. I'll let the boom go all the way, and we're doing 8 knots. Just whoop. Now we're down to 7 knots, but still crazy. Up and down, up and down. Having fun?
Yeah. We are going slow, fast, slow, fast.
Back in with the main sheet. Wait for the next gust. It's funny, when I watch some other sailing channels, Enjoi comes to mind. I don't know if their steering wheel is like super funny geared, but when they're on video, he's like steering 3 turns this way, 3 turns that way, 2 turns, half a turn, the whole time just backwards and forwards to keep going straight. And I'm not sure if it's like the gearing on the steering wheel, but with a tiller, it's just centimetre movements move 10 or 20 degrees. I don't really have to move, you know, you would hardly know I'm moving it. And then with a hand steering wheel, it seems you're just backwards and forwards the whole time. Needs a lot more energy. Even on Joachim's old videos, they were doing that. They were backwards and forwards, the whole body, round and round. Tiller seems much more efficient. So if you've liked this video or you've been liking our other videos, please consider subscribing. That would help us out a lot. We're trying to grow this channel here, and the way it works is the algorithm notices extra activity and it pushes the channel further. So that really helps us out. Even though we try and put out videos every single Tuesday, sometimes they're a bit irregular. So by clicking the bell, that gives a notification to you every time we do upload a new video. So clicking that really is good for you and us. And throw a like on it. Sharing it is obviously a really good way for our channel to get noticed by new viewers as well. So thanks for that, and hope you are enjoying these videos. As you can see, the weather got a bit grumpier just now. Maybe a squall brewing, but you can't really see a squall. I think it's up over 20 knots. Had to put in a second reef, emergency style. But we're cruising along. We've only got 3 miles to go. We're going to try and pull in behind one of these little fingers down here. It's actually raining there right now, but happy to get there?
Yes, especially if it starts to be a bit stormy, I'm gonna be happy to be at the anchorage.
The second half of the day at least, well, it was like the first 3 hours really, we were motor sailing, more motoring than sailing. But since then it's actually been pretty good, and we're here 2 hours earlier than I sort of planned on. So it's been quite fun actually. Caught a fish, had some good sail, had to put some reefs in and out, which is good practice. Yeah, it's been fun. We'll go and find an anchorage now. Beautiful spot, nice and calm here. Drop the anchor.